What would you sacrifice for someone you love? Would you trade your own life to save theirs? In ancient Greece, one woman faced this impossible choice, and her decision would echo through the ages as a testament to the power of love and sacrifice. In the sun-drenched kingdom of Pherai in ancient Thessaly, there lived a king named Admetus, beloved by both his people and the gods themselves. He was particularly favored by Apollo, the god of light and music, who had once served in his court as a shepherd. During his stay, Admetus had shown such kindness and hospitality that Apollo blessed him with a remarkable gift. When Admetus's appointed time of death arrived, he could continue living if someone voluntarily chose to die in his place. Years passed, and Admetus married the beautiful and noble Alcestis, daughter of King Peleus. Their love grew deep and true, blessed with children and prosperity. But fate's thread is ever spinning, and one day, the moment Apollo had warned about arrived. Death came knocking at Admetus's door, ready to claim its due. Desperate to live, Admetus sought someone willing to take his place in the underworld. He approached his elderly parents, believing they had lived full lives and might offer themselves to save their son. But they refused, clinging to their remaining years with the fierce determination of the aged. Friends turned away, servants fled, and even the most loyal subjects balked at the ultimate sacrifice. But there was one who didn't hesitate. Alcestis, in an act of supreme love and devotion, stepped forward to take her husband's place. She saw it as her duty, not just as a wife, but as someone who understood the value of Admetus's life to their kingdom and their children. Her decision was made with clear eyes and a steady heart, though it meant leaving behind everything she held dear. As Alcestis prepared for her final moments, she extracted a promise from Admetus, never to remarry, to keep her memory alive, and to care for their children with the love of both parents. The palace filled with mourning as she grew weaker, her sacrifice touching even the hardest hearts. The people whispered that surely the gods would intervene, that such pure love could not go unrewarded. But death comes for all, even the most worthy, and Alcestis began her descent into the underworld. The palace draped itself in black, and Admetus, now saved but broken-hearted, struggled with the weight of his survival purchased at such a terrible price. The joy of living had turned to ashes in his mouth, each breath a reminder of his wife's sacrifice. Yet fate had one more turn of the wheel. On this darkest of days, a guest arrived at the palace, Heracles, the mighty hero, son of Zeus himself. Despite the household's mourning, Admetus maintained the sacred laws of hospitality, welcoming Heracles without revealing his fresh grief. He had servants prepare a feast and provide every comfort, hiding his sorrow behind a mask of dignified welcome. But servants talk, and soon Heracles learned the truth of Alcestis' sacrifice. Moved by Admetus's hospitality, even in his deepest grief, and touched by the pure love between husband and wife, Heracles made a mighty decision. He would wrestle with death itself to return Alcestis to the world of the living. The mighty hero descended into the underworld, his strength and courage tested against the very power of death. In a struggle that shook the foundations of the earth, Heracles emerged victorious, leading a veiled figure back to the world above. There, before the astonished eyes of Admetus and his court, stood Alcestis, returned from death's domain. The reunion of Admetus and Alcestis became legendary, a testimony to the power of love to transcend even the boundaries of death. Their story spread throughout Greece, inspiring poets, artists, and philosophers to contemplate the nature of sacrifice, love, and redemption. Euripides immortalized their tale in his play, Alcestis, ensuring their story will be told for generations to come. This ancient myth still resonates today, asking us fundamental questions about love, sacrifice, and what we value most in life. It reminds us that true love isn't just about grand gestures or passionate declarations. It's about being willing to give everything for another's well-being. The tale of Alcestis and Admetus challenges us to examine our own hearts and ask, what would we sacrifice for love? The story also speaks to the power of hospitality and keeping one's word, virtues the ancient Greeks held sacred. Admetus's hospitality to Heracles, even in his darkest hour, ultimately led to his salvation, suggesting that maintaining one's principles even in crisis can bring unexpected rewards. Today, the myth of Alcestis continues to inspire, reminding us that love can be stronger than death itself, and that true sacrifice, born of pure devotion, has the power to move both gods and mortals. In a world often cynical about love, this ancient tale stands as a beacon of hope, suggesting that the greatest power we possess might not be strength or wealth, but the capacity of the human heart to love without limit.